Many people are tailgating for the Southern and the Tulane games today. So let's get you over to meteorologist Hannah Gard for a look at that weather authority forecast, because once the sun goes down, things are shifting.
Yep, we are tracking a chance for storms even later this afternoon into the early evening, and then the main line of storms moves through overnight into tomorrow morning. And this front is also going to bring us some nicer weather, but we got to make it through the storm threat first. Giving you the first alert for that. Live radar showing a couple of little scattered showers. So you can already see the increase in moisture because they're coming due north. We're seeing that southerly Gulf flow. We have a little downpour there in the bayou parishes. We saw a little bit of rain move through parts of the river parishes in Kenner. Now on the North Shore, we've had a pretty consistent little light rain going on in places like Covington. But that moisture is moving up to the north into that system, and it's making it pretty warm to start. We're already in the upper 70s. This morning on the South Shore, we're seeing 70s on the North Shore, some upper 60s still. But look at this rain that's off to the southwest. We're going to see some clouds building in as that moves on shore, and we have to watch for this batch of rain starting to move inland through the day. We could see a stronger storm or two forming, but then the main event will be the cold front pushing that line of storms through. The temperature is behind it in the 40s, so it's really cool over there near the Rockies. We are going to see some cooler air after this storm threat. The dew points increasing heading into that front. They're going to be in the 70s today, which is a really muggy feel. It will feel like it feels before the storm's rolling in. Muggy, warm, and we'll have that southerly wind. Here's that storm risk, mainly for areas north of us. That 2 out of 5 risk for severe weather for Jackson, Shreveport. But once you get down to the North Shore, southern Mississippi, even the river parishes and the metro, we have a level 1 out of 5 risk for severe weather. That means it's more isolated in nature. We'll still see some storms, but they might not be severe with all of them. If we do see a severe storm pop up, the main threat's going to be gusty winds over 60 miles per hour and frequent lightning. There's a lower end hail threat. I don't think we see much hail at all with this. Heavy rain, they'll come in quick bursts, especially with the line. And then the tornado threat, I think we got to watch for a spin up tornado possible with the line, but it is on the lower end. Playing this out, once we get to the afternoon to early evening, so even before the sun sets, we'll see some isolated storms moving inland. And again, that's that batch of moisture that's kind of hanging out offshore. It's going to start to push inland, and we'll have to watch for 1 or 2 of those storms becoming stronger. We'll also have some scattered showers. Got to keep your eye on the radar if you have fest plans later today or if you're tailgating. And then here comes the line. This doesn't make it to us though until after midnight. Timing looks like 2 a.m. through about 6 to 8 a.m. and the line will try to hold together as long as possible. That's why I think the North Shore, southern Mississippi have the best chance to see wind impacts. You can see the arching nature of this on the modeling. That's kind of a squall line, which is where you see the damaging winds happening, but it's kind of breaking apart. So we'll see how quickly it breaks apart. I'll be here early tomorrow morning to watch that as it moves through. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive those weather alerts overnight, because we could see some warnings come out with that system. Lingering rain possible into the morning, and then it will all sweep out. By the afternoon tomorrow, we're looking at breezy conditions, and then we'll see a little bit of a return flow happening even into Monday evening into Tuesday. Now we got a southerly wind back, so we'll see a little bump in temperatures. We go down behind the front, 84 tomorrow, 80 Monday, back up a little bit Tuesday, 84, and then we have another front into Wednesday. That'll drop us to the 70s. Then we're sitting in the low 80s. Similar with the dew points. We'll have drier air Sunday, Monday, a little bit muggy Tuesday, and then drier air coming in again on Wednesday. In the tropics, we are tracking a tropical wave moving into the Caribbean. This is interesting for the time of year. Typically, these main development region waves don't make it all the way across, but this moisture heading into the Caribbean, watch right here, it's kind of pooling, but we also have pooling moisture already near Central America. So this all comes together, and we could see a low pressure system trying to form by the end of the week into next weekend. The question is, where will it go? It'll depend on the upper level steering. We have some lows coming down. We'll have some fronts coming down. So does it get picked up and move to the north, or does it just kind of hang out near Central America? That is what we will be watching as we go into the coming week. Next name on the list is Melissa, if we do see that name, but typically we see things kind of go to the north when we are in October. They get picked up by those fronts and sent out of here. We're focused in on the storm threat tonight. Make sure you have those ways to receive weather alerts even into the afternoon. Just download the Fox 8 weather app. You can see if there's lightning nearby. We could have an isolated storm or two. By Monday, a nice cool feel out the door. We'll have a nice day for the start of the work week, and then we have another drop down into Wednesday with that second front and more cool mornings for the rest of the week. Maddie.
Alrighty, that'll be a treat. Thanks, Hannah.